my name is Lawrence Zeese. I am a Master's of Education student with a STEAM emphasis at the University of San Diego. This presentation focuses on ADHD and neurodivergent integration to augment STEAM learning. This work is personal for me. As a student, I loved science and STEM, but untreated ADHD pushed me onto a remedial path despite strong test scores. This project is about redesigning classrooms so that students like that do not get left behind. STEAM promises creativity, innovation, and exploration, but many classrooms are still built for compliance. They rely on sustained attention, linear pacing, and passive learning. More and more, learning is also shifting towards screen-based systems where students are isolated rather than interacting. This creates a gap between what STEAM should be and what students actually experience. Students are not just disengaged, they are disconnected from each other. Meet Gerald. Gerald is 12 years old. After about 30 or 45 minutes of lecture, their attention fades. They struggle with sustained focus in reading or math. They are restless, easily distracted, and need movement to stay engaged. But Gerald thrives when collaborating, creating, or actively participating. It's easy to assume that this is ADHD or ASD, but Gerald is neurotypical. Students like Gerald are increasingly common. There are reasons for this: pandemic learning gaps, stress at home, instability, and even broader societal pressures all impact attention and focus. These are not neurological issues, they are environmental and systemic. Gerald is not the exception anymore. Gerald is the classroom. We are seeing a rapid rise in ADHD identification and neurodiverse diagnoses, including ADHD, ASD, and twice exceptional learners. But behavior is often being categorized faster than it is being understood. Some challenges come from trauma, gaps in instruction, or unmet needs rather than fixed conditions. This raises an important question. Are we designing for the student or labeling them? Teaching to the edges means designing instruction for the margins, not the average. This idea, rooted in Paulo Freire and later educators like Bell Hooks, reframes teaching as a dialogue, not a one-way transfer. When we design for the students who struggle most, we improve outcomes for everyone. This approach prevents us from reinforcing outdated teacher versus student dynamics. Design matters more than labels. Students need more than quiet seats and long lectures. They need movement, peer interaction, and connection. But most importantly, they need agency. Agency means students are not just completing tasks, they are making decisions, solving problems, and shaping their learning. They also need variation, engagement, and opportunities to process ideas actively. Learning is not passive. It is built through interaction. When students have agency, engagement becomes self-sustaining. POGIL stands for Process-Oriented Guided Inquiry Learning. It began as college chemistry labs as a way to shift from passive instruction to active discovery. Students work in structured groups with defined roles. These roles rotate regularly. That rotation is critical. It prevents students from being locked into fixed identities, like the quiet recorder or the dominant speaker. It ensures each student experiences leadership, communication, organization, and analysis. Students collaborate, analyze, and build understanding together. The teacher shifts from lecturer to facilitator, guiding the process instead of delivering all content. This creates a classroom where students are responsible for their learning and for each other. The solution is not more control, it is better design. We design for engagement by combining structured inquiry, collaborative roles, and active participation. We move from the isolated screen-based learning and towards face-to-face interaction, where students think, respond, and build ideas together. Instead of increasing passive instruction, we reduce it. Instead of compliance, we build ownership. Students are not just receiving information, they are questioning it, testing it, and applying it. This shifts the classroom from a place of instruction into a place of engagement. To measure this, I developed a single engagement model. Classroom Student Engagement, or CSE, represents active participation, discussion, and focus. Student Distraction and Interruption, or SDI, represents disengagement, off-task behavior, and disruption. These are not abstract ideas. They can be observed and measured through instructional elements such as leisure time, activity length, movement opportunities, task variety, and reflection time. Engagement is not random. It is a direct result of instructional design. I tested this model using the same group of students at the same time of day across 3 weeks. Week 1 used a traditional lecture model. Engagement dropped and distractions increased. Week 2 used a mixed model. There was some improvement, but engagement remained inconsistent because agency was still limited. Week 3 used a full POGIL method. Students were active, collaborative, and fully engaged. They were asking questions, building ideas, and supporting each other. The difference was not the students, it was the design. When design changes, engagement follows. When engagement increases, all students benefit. This is not about fixing students, it is about designing environments where students can succeed. When we prioritize agency, collaboration, and active learning, we create classrooms where each student has a role, a voice, and a path forward. Design drives engagement. The research supports this shift towards active learning, inquiry, and student-centered design. As educators, when we move away from compliance-based systems and towards engagement-driven environments, we create classrooms that meet the needs of today's students, not yesterday's expectations. My name is Lawrence Zeese, and thank you for listening.